class. My name is Chris Broom, and I'm recording a video of my original poem that's due for this class. Originally, the title of it was called A Saved Black Man, but I tweaked it a little bit and called it A Saved Young Man. This is one of the first poems I ever wrote, and I tweaked it for this class and kind of changed up some wording and changed a little bit of rhythmic scheme to it. So I hope you all enjoy it. Comment on it, let me know what you think. It's a pretty lengthy poem, so I'm going to go ahead and get with it. God bless. And here we go. A Saved Young Man. It was on a summer night in 1983 that a little black boy was born in the city of Memphis, Tennessee. I was born the youngest of five, but the first of many. Little did the doctors know that it was something special in me. Growing up was hard, but at the same time easy, because we didn't have much money, but my mother always found ways to feed me. I had a mother that was used and a sister that was physically abused, but I couldn't do anything about it because I was only a little small dude. As I got older, times got harder because I finally realized that I would never have a father. There was always a missing piece in the back of my heart. But my family had enough love to fill that space that was in my heart. I started going to school, and that's when my attitude changed. I began to act like my peers, and they began to pollute my brain. I started to think that everything that they did was right, not knowing they were only pulling me into the darkness and out of the light. So I started acting crazy and began to give my mother plenty of problems. I began dealing with issues that I thought no one but a man could solve. I hung out with the wrong bunch because I thought it was cool. It brought my grades down, and I began to care less about school. I got into drinking and also a little drugs because I thought it was cool to be looked at as a thug. Not knowing what I was doing was hurting my mother. Even though I told her a lot of times, my actions proved that I didn't love her. So times went by, and I kept doing what I was doing, not knowing that God had another plan brewing. So I dropped out of school and moved out of the house because I knew what I was doing would soon get me put out. I would hear voices that would tell me to move back home, but I paid it no attention, so I kept moving on. I arose one morning in a house that was on fire and full of smoke. That's when I began to realize that life was not a joke. If I had died that day, my soul would be in hell. But God paid my bond, so I got out on bail. If I had died so I continued to live wrong and do my thing, not having the slightest clue that times were about to change. Kept on sinning to do the will of my flesh, not thinking anyone could get me out of my mess. So I moved back out of the house into my own place, embracing new experiences and challenges that I was about to face. I moved in with roommates that took me through, but it was only preparing me for what God was getting ready to do. A couple of months went by, and a friend helped me to get a job. I started feeling better about myself, and my life began to take a new start. So at this job, I began to act out and misbehave. But behold, soon will come a very special day. So one Wednesday evening, I went to take my seat, not knowing that it was Jesus I was about to meet. Before I knew, I started saying, I want to be saved, I want to be saved. God did just that, saved me and took my old habits away. He began working in me and opened the doors. I stopped smoking and drinking, and he healed those sores. I started telling people that I've changed my life. They would just look at me and say, yeah, right. I know people are looking and saying he's just faking, but I'm going to prove them I'm not made for destiny. I'm destined to make it. So when times get hard and the road looks dark, I keep going this way because I love Jesus now with all of my heart. So I tell people, so what? I was born in sin, but I've turned my life over to Jesus. Now I'm born to win. Sometimes I feel like I'm not worthy of his grace. He's the best friend that I have. Nobody can ever take his place. What a God to be born so low and to be hung so high. He loved me so much that he was willing to die. So if you see me laughing and smiling all the time, it's because I know that I am his and he is mine. So young people, you can live saved and be young. The choice is in your hands. Just open up your palm. I got saved, now it's your turn. Because if you don't, in hell is where your soul will burn. So in conclusion, I say I thank God for letting me take a stand. Because I finally realized there's nothing wrong with being a saved young man. God bless you. I hope y'all enjoy it. Come in, let me know what you think. I have other poems that I've written as well, but I thought this one was special because it's the very first one I ever wrote. So God bless.